Hey everyone, it's Kalan here at the Rylee Ranch. So we're in one of the main emu fields, and this is Patty and Miguel. They're a couple here at the Rylee Ranch, and they had a baby named Sebastian, who we don't know if it's a boy or girl, but they've been giving Sebastian the cold shoulder. So what we're gonna do is introduce some of our other emus into this field to see if we can balance out the equation. We got 4 stalls in this barn we built last year. We got a little bit of work to do with insulation, but we're gonna see if maybe we can get Sebastian a partner. The problem is, if they're shunning Sebastian, what are they gonna do when we add Timon and Maurice in? Let's see if it balances out. Hey, Sebastian, I want you to meet some new friends. I know you've known them over the fence for a while, but I'm gonna try to introduce them together and see if you guys can all be friends. The problem isn't Sebastian. The problem is this guy right here, Miguel. He's got an attitude problem. Now, it's normal for the emus to maybe be a little territorial when we introduce them, but we just don't want Miguel to do anything, too bad. Patty, we're not worried about Patty. She's a nice lady. All right, so right now we have Miguel and Patty over here. And then over here we have Sebastian, who's been trying to see his neighboring emus for quite a while. So we're gonna move them in and see if they can all be friends. So here's the first step. We just introduced Timon into the field. Let's see how he does with the other 3. Well, here's the problem. Here comes Miguel to investigate. Miguel, don't start anything bad. Now, there's a little bit of grumbling. There's Timon. There's Miguel. There's Sebastian. So far, everyone looks friendly. Timon, this is Sebastian. You guys are going to live together since we have a huge barn over here. Patty, Miguel, don't even think of acting up. All right, we just brought Maurice in as well. Maurice, do you want to come meet everyone else? Are they all going to be friends? I don't know. Now, Timon, I know it's a new area, but you have Maurice, and you're going to live with the other emus. I know this is hard to understand moving. It's never fun, but you're going to all be together, and you're going to be friends. So there's Timon and Maurice. They're hanging out together. Sebastian's still in the background here. And there's Miguel and Patty. So you guys, this is a really big area. You can all actually stay away from each other, or you can bond, whatever you feel best. Miguel, don't act up. Now, you guys have lots of space. You have lots of trees to sit under. You have a barn with 4 stalls, so you don't need to all spend time together. You can be separate or together, whatever you prefer. And Sebastian's been alone for quite a while here, so it'd be nice if one of you 2 hung out with him. Sebastian, I brought you some friends. You're supposed to be happy about your new friends. Are you happy about your new friends? Is this love or is this anger? What are you guys doing? Now, here's the big problem. Miguel, don't even think of acting up. You guys got all this space. You don't need to be bothering Timon and Maurice. Well, looks like Patty and Miguel are still friends. Sebastian's still alone, and Timon and Maurice are hanging out together in here. At least nobody's fighting. We'll check in soon and see if, any of the couples have swapped couples. You guys, enjoy your new life. Well, this is really good news. Sebastian, Timon, and Maurice are all hanging out and friends. You guys, I'm glad Sebastian's no longer lonely. Now, the back stall is super well insulated and super warm. So ideally, if it was really cold, we'd stick them all in there together and it'd be nice and cozy. We do have 3 more stalls here in case anyone wants to pair up or lay eggs or fight. We can separate them, but these 3 stalls are not insulated. So we're hoping to get them insulated in the next few months, but you know how time goes really fast. But at least Sebastian, Timon, and Maurice are all friends. And Miguel and Patty, they don't seem interested, which is good. We don't want fighting here. Now, the next step, we're going to move Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie in here too. They're a little smaller, but they need to all be together. All right, we're going to feed the goats so we can get the 4 other emus over here, push them in, and see if everyone will be friends. Well, and just like that, the 9 emus of the Rylee Ranch are all living together in harmony. Although the other 2 emus, Selma and Jub Jub, the oldest emus of the Rylee Ranch who have been here since 2018, they're going to stay in their original house because they don't like moving. Now, I still want to be clear. Miguel is the top emu of the Rylee Ranch, even though he's not the oldest. And he's still chasing around some of the emus, letting them know which corner they need to be in. You guys, what are you doing over there? Gosh, it's like an emu village here.